It's been 3 weeks, but I'm back from my cave. My name is Seth, and these are my 8 cents. A quick little disclaimer here. Now that my schedule has lifted up a bit, you'll be seeing more of myself. This here is my beautiful wife, Brandy.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about, on this episode, this morning, Mr. Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling. Ladies first, Flower.
Okay, so first of all, I've never been a fan of Tony Khan. I just don't like the way he does business. I don't like the way he conducts his show. And I finally watched Dynamite and Rampage. So I have a little more information from those shows to kind of help me back up my reasons for not really appreciating Tony Khan and what he's about. All Elite Wrestling, to me, is a joke. That's just my opinion. So don't come for me, or if you do, go ahead. But in my opinion, if Tony Khan is the booker for that show, it's garbage. I was not entertained. There's really no storyline. I mean, the people who come out and do their promos are bad. They have like terrible mic skills. I can't. And I feel like him buying ROH now, if AEW is that like tore up from the floor up, then like he pretty much screwed ROH, because if he indeed is the owner of ROH, then they're going to be about as flat as a pancake. That's the best I got. I really have no hopes for AEW. There is another YouTuber by the name of King Mike, and I'll be honest, at first I didn't really understand, like, you know, his discussions about AEW, but having watched, I can agree that if it continues to carry on the way that it's going, the show will possibly get canceled. I'm sorry if you're an AEW fan, but that's just the harsh reality of shows that are not entertaining. Like, you have to give me more. I mean, wrestling obviously is for entertainment. And if I'm not entertained, then I'm not going to watch what you're selling. And I know that there's a pay-per-view. What is it called, honey?
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. There we go. And I'm not going to pay for that garbage. I will not. I refuse to pay for a garbage show. I mean, I get more entertainment from opening my front door. Like, let's just be honest. Like, I'll just conclude with this. Like, I've said it once and I'll say it again here. AEW should be filed between that's trash and it's fucking garbage. You know? And that's really all I got. I mean, that's my opinion of AEW and Tony Khan. Honey, back to you.
All right, Flower, let's take it home. So, here's the thing. Tony Khan, this is from us to you. It would appear that you lost the plot, to quote the Schlegel Daddy from OTRS Central. When All Elite Wrestling was started 3 years ago, there was a lot of high hopes, and it had a lot of not motivation, but momentum on the heels of All In, right? You went up against NXT on Wednesday nights and blew them out the fucking water. Yes, you did. Kudos to you. Before we go any further, my wife and I would like to let you know that we are not WWE fan people. We did not like the Royal Rumble, so please, AEW fans, don't call us fan people for WWE. Don't do that. I digress. It seems that with, you know, Cody Rhodes leaving and the issues with Big Swole and MJF. If you let MJF leave 2 years from now, you're a fucking idiot. That AEW is driving drunk or driving blindly, dare I say, right? When King Mike did his videos about how bad the company was and the decisions that they made and how they should be canceled, he's the reason why we decided to watch AEW in the first place. We couldn't get the TBS app because we don't have cable, right? Pardon me. So we sat around racking our brains like, how can we watch Dynamite and Rampage? And then we found a little app called Sling TV. And we got to record it and watch it at our disposal. So I believe it was Wednesday night, we watched Dynamite. And my wife was like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, oh shit. Right? It had a few decent spots, about this much. But overall, the product was just dry. It was boring. There was no emotion. If you want to entertain me as a wrestling fan, you need to give me story, emotion, and reasons why two combatants hate each other, or if there's a title at stake, or a belt. Sorry, Vince. A belt is at stake. Why does that belt matter? All right? I need that. I have to have that. If I don't have that, if the fans don't have that, you've lost us. All right? You have lost us. So I tell my wife, I'm like, honey, Rampage comes on Friday. Do you want to watch? She said, fuck it, why not, right? We normally watch Impact Wrestling because it's a better product. It's a better show, right? It's a lot better, all right? And for those people who thought that Impact Wrestling would die, joke's on you, they're still alive. When we watched Rampage, I was confused. Now, I know a bit of the people. I know a bit of the people, right? I know, oh, that says my phone's dying. Sorry about that, guys. I know about the Dark Order. Rest in peace to Brody Lee. I know particular people. So I'm thinking that the Dark Order is some type of a big deal. But they get jobbed out to the House of Black. And I'm like, okay. Right away, before watching these two shows, I already knew that Dynamite was the A show and Rampage was the B show. And then you have Dark, which is the C show, all right? Which is bad. That's oversaturation of your product. All you needed was fucking Dynamite and maybe Dark, and you would have been fine. You could have, what you spent on Rampage could have been Ring of Honor's show. Because ever since Supercard of Honor, what has Ring of Honor done? I don't know if it's still alive. You have Kenny King Impact calling it a dead promotion. And a lot of people are beginning to think that. Why? More on that later. The main event was the Blackpool Combat Club against Matt Sydal and Dante Martin. I believe that's his name, Dante Martin. We enjoyed that. We thought it was fun. That was competitive. That was like, okay, it could go either way. Of the entire show, the main event was the standout. The standout. You should be having back-to-back action from the start of the show to the end of the show. But there was none. It was stupid-ass jokes. You had the Gun Club talking about scissoring. Really? My wife just was like, what the fuck is this shit?
That was complete. That's what I'm talking about. Their promos. Like, I don't know if they just come out there and say whatever falls out their mouth, or if they've got diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. Either way, I wasn't having it. Like, seriously, it was kind of an unnecessary statement. It wasn't funny. It wasn't like, oh, it didn't make me want to go watch what they were promoting. Like, it's just bad. It's bad all around.
During Rampage, I made a joke to my wife and I said, hey, we should watch Double or Nothing on the 29th. And she said, absolutely not. Not to pay for it. Now, mind you, it's probably $40. I might be wrong, but it's probably $40. My wife's not going to allow me to spend $40 on fucking Double or Nothing. Okay? Maybe an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view like Under Siege, she could, back that. But Double or Nothing, she said, no, Seth, you're not spending $40 on Double or Nothing. You better borrow the money and get a fucking IOU later. It seems like they're following in the footsteps of WCW, and this is me, a WCW fan. If you wrestling fans don't see the eeriness, if that's even a word, of the parallels between World Championship Wrestling and All Elite Wrestling, you guys are missing out on a lot. Turner owned TNT and TBS at one point, right? Right. And of all the shows and products they had, Captain Planet, The Braves, and whatever else, right? What was the main thing that they owned? WCW. And everybody in the Turner Broadcasting conglomerate hated WCW. They would ask Turner, hey, you ever thought about selling it? It doesn't fit our profile. And because Ted Turner was king, WCW was safe, no matter how much money they lost, no matter how much stupid shit went on, such as racist moments or sexual harassment moments that got Missy Hyatt fired. No matter what happened, WCW always had a home, especially when they merged with Time Warner, even though he went from having the whole piece of the pie to 10%. But then AOL came in. Excuse me, AOL. I have a speech impediment. Sorry. And once AOL came in, bye-bye WCW. Because WCW, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't a money-making entity. They had 2 years of a hot streak in almost 13 years. Think about that. And with this new conglomerate coming to merge with TNT and TBS, some folks say that could spell trouble for Tony Khan and the AEW products. Hey, history could repeat itself. And because King Mike is saying that cancellation is near, I got scared. Because I get concerned for the future of wrestlers. Because Impact Wrestling is not going to take everybody. Their ROH is on hiatus as we know it. So where they're going to go besides New Japan or even AAA? It's off to the indies. And if you don't go to the indies, then what are you going to do? You're going to beg and plead up north, WWE. Hey, give me a job. I'll chase the 24/7 title, even though it doesn't mean anything. I'll be that joke character that you asked for. I'll take a pay cut or whatever else. You can change my name and make me what you want. So ultimately, wrestlers who are good have to compromise their integrity just to get a fucking paycheck. I don't think Tony Khan is understanding that. You lost your EVP and Cody Rhodes at the start of the year. Your first mistake was having him work without a contract. Now you have it to where MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, is so unhappy that he's literally going on TV and telling you, hey, once my contract ends, fuck you, Tony. I'm going over to the competition. Think about that, Tony. You need... The money you paid CM Punk should have been what you paid MJF. He should be your world champion already. Already. Stop coming out with thinking about coming out with reality shows and blowing your product with Rampage. Who the fuck needs Rampage? Rampage is shit. It's shit. And you just bought Ring of Honor officially, and your logo. I understand you want to. I love you. I understand you want to take it back to the days of old, and I don't judge you for that. But your logo screams Bush League. How are you going to sit there and have your main product, All Elite Wrestling, look like, wow, and then you got ROH's logo looking like, nope. What is ROH? Do you even know? Is it going to be a standalone show, or is it going to be an independent training thing for people to come up? Do you have a plan? Before I watched AEW's product with my wife, I watched 15 minutes, and someone asked me, "Hey Seth, you watched Dynamite last night?" "Yeah, I did." "Hey, what was your thoughts, bro?" I wasn't emotionally invested. It seems like a bunch of spot monkey bullshit with bad humor. Thankfully, they took off the dude who used to say, "I'm going to pound that ass." The only thing that will draw fans in for Double or Nothing, or one of the few things, is the Young Bucks versus the Hardys. And we know who's going over. Don't we? I mean, we don't know that. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry. That's going to be a great fight. The Hardys are legends. I grew up watching the Hardy Boys. They're good. The Young Bucks are great too. That's the one genius thing that Tony Khan did, was save that match for Double or Nothing. That could generate money. That could not generate money. Because really, you can't keep relying on nostalgia. Tony, listen to me well. You cannot keep signing the people that WWE fired. Don't you understand what's going on here? He's firing these people because he knows you'll take them. That's the same thing that he did when WCW was around, when TNA had a shot at being the number 2 promotion. He did the same exact thing, and you're falling for the bait. If you want to survive, like I said before, fuck sports entertainment. You're not going to be him at that. Be different. Be about wrestling and skill. Why do you think Ring of Honor was praised and heralded and lauded? Because they were not trying to be sports entertainment. That's how TNA got castrated. It became Impact Wrestling. They spent too much time trying to be WWE light and not enough time cultivating their product. Anything else you want to add to this? I feel like I'm taking over. I don't want to take over because we are a team. Tony, look over the situation. You already have a reputation as a bad businessman. We don't want AEW to go. Well, she does.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
If I gotta not watch another one of those, I'm gonna.
Okay. If AEW goes out, I can speak for myself on this one. I would be kind of sad because you guys do have potential, and you came off with a bang, but you're in danger of going out with a whimper. Tony, you are the leader of 2 companies. One that's just starting out and one with a rich history in Ring of Honor. You should have never done Rampage. It was way too soon. The money and the energy that you have in Rampage could have been with something else. Guaranteed. You could have had a Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has never been on Prime TV. Prime time, excuse me. Never been on primetime TV. At least not to my knowledge. You have a great opportunity to do something, to rewrite history. You saved Ring of Honor from ending up in the hands of Vince McMahon, because we all know what Vince was going to do with it. He was just going to rape it for its history. It was going to end up as another footnote on the Peacock network. Hey, you want to see the best of Ring of Honor? Here it is. It would have died. You are the anti-WWE's fans' last hope.
So get your shit together.
Because time is running out. And you better hope and you better pray to God that Double or Nothing does well. I wanted to watch to see for myself. You have Adam Page versus CM Punk. My question to you is, Tony, what do you think is going to happen if CM Punk wins? CM Punk is in his 40s. CM Punk was already a made man. He was a made man in Ring of Honor. He was a made man in WWE. Like, okay, he came back It made his triumphant return to Chicago and the world, and the crowd went woo. But after that, what has really happened? And I'm not taking shots at CM Punk because I like CM Punk. But your product should be up and coming people. The first mistake you made was making Chris Jericho your first champion. Nothing against Chris Jericho. I'm just saying, Chris Jericho didn't need that belt. CM Punk doesn't need that belt. You know who does though? MJF. Because MJF would be even more of an effective heel as your champion. Because he'd be the insufferable asshole. I got the world belt and I'm better than you. Then you find a strong baby face and you make money. Rinse and repeat. You let Cody Rhodes go. And judging by Cody Rhodes and how he acted at WrestleMania, he couldn't wait to leave. He wanted to leave in the first place. It seemed like it was like watching the guy who got dumped and he had a girlfriend, a new one, but in the back of his mind, he wanted to go back to the old one. He didn't know how to act. You gave CM Punk maybe $3 million, maybe, but you didn't get a good return on your investment. Because in the grand scheme, nobody cared. So Tony, this is our message and plea to you. My wife is hard on your asses because she thinks that you guys suck. Because you disappointed her. This was her first time watching Dynamite and Rampage. And she's like, I see why King Mike says what he says. There's a lot of people that may not like what King Mike has to say, but you know what? It's not us two. I look forward to watching his shows. Or his videos, I mean. Because he's not being a hater. He's telling the truth. When he talked about the Sammy Guevara spot, I went and I watched. He was right. You got the racist jokes. You got the sexual jokes. You're saying the word shit. The first time I saw that a talent said the word shit or dick, I was like, holy shit, they can do that? Okay. Tony, time is ticking. I understand you may be a little shell-shocked that you don't have an EVP anymore. But it's been what? Almost 6 months, maybe less? You got a business to run, buddy. Run your business, or else the business runs you.